So an ongoing problem that I've noticed Christians often have is that they make the claim of saying, oh, I love gay people, I just don't agree with what they're doing. But in practice, we end up acting like we hate them. And what I mean by that is that if we actually see someone being openly gay, we tend to cringe. We tend to want to run away, and we have that gut instinct to feel like, oh, if I can accept what's happening there, then it somehow means that I'm participating. When in truth, if you supposing you're scrolling through your feed in social media and you come across a photograph of two men kissing, I find in the past what I have a tendency to do was to try to scroll by it very quickly, because I thought that if I looked at it, that somehow it would mean that I was doing that, which is silly, because looking at a picture of people doing something is not the same as doing it. It's a picture, an image that exists of two people doing a thing. You should be able to look at that without having a panic attack. It's sort of like how if you can see a photograph of a spider on your phone, you can even poke the picture of a fang, but you're not going to get bitten. It's a picture. It's not the real thing. And it's not happening to you anyway. Even if two men are right in front of you kissing, it's not happening to you. It's something they're doing. Now, even as I say this, I can imagine some the thing I do to try to reprogram myself, because the fact is that if we cringe around people when they when they are acting out behaviors that we consider to be personally immoral, when we cringe, they're not seeing, oh, this person has a reasoned set of arguments for why they personally make their own choice, and they're respecting my ability to do something else. No, what they're seeing is, oh, this person hates me and doesn't care about the way I feel. This person is a homophobe, and I need to re-educate this person, and this person is ignorant. This person needs to be reprogrammed, and damn it, if only we could get rid of Christianity, people like these wouldn't exist. That's what they're more likely to be thinking when they see us cringe. Then they're not going to think, maybe I should listen to what this person has to say, and maybe I should, hear their side of the story. No, they're not going to think that. That's not how anybody thinks. Like, when you see somebody showing an aversion to your faith in God, do you respond with, maybe I should talk to this person and find out why they have such an aversion. Maybe they have something insightful to say and they know something about it that I don't. Like, no, of course they're not going to think that. Like of course you're not going to think that, because it would be a ridiculous thing for you to think. So, my thought is that actually it serves us to deliberately seek out images of people doing things that we personally find immoral, and just looking at it and getting ourselves to calm down as we look at it and just accept that it's happening. No, not necessarily in the sense that we feel like I said, Christians might hear me saying these things and think that I mean that we should just agree with it and just go along with it, whether whether we feel like it's actually the right thing to do or not. And that's not what I mean. I actually think if you feel like something is morally conflicting with you, if you feel like it's wrong, don't do it. Just don't do it. Don't have anything to do with it. But this is the difference. This is about something they're doing. It's not what you're doing, it's what they're doing. And from their perspective, it is so identity defining that to reject it is to reject them. And you might want to say, oh, but they shouldn't be thinking that way. They should be thinking their worth as a person comes from God, not their sexuality. They don't think that way, though. If they thought that way, they'd already be Christians, and they're not. They're not Christians, so they're you know what I mean? They're not going to get it. Like, I've tried explaining this to non-Christian people before, and they didn't get it. And, even when I've encountered people who are both LGBT and Christian, they still don't want to talk about it with me. They still don't really want to have to explain themselves to me, because these are adults who have thought their position through and have their own reason. And if they want to initiate a conversation with you about it, that's something they can choose to do. That's not something you need to throw upon them. So, yeah, there shouldn't be a pressure upon you to go out of your way to make that conversation happen. That's because, ultimately, like, some of us may have grown up within Christianity, and so we end up thinking, oh, the way to make somebody a Christian is to force your beliefs onto them and just keep talking at them and nagging them the way my parents nagged me, and eventually they'll come to faith. But the thing is that you're not their parents. Your parents had the duty of raising you with their values, or with the best values that they knew how to. You don't have that same duty towards them, and they don't have the responsibility to listen to you that a child does to their parents. So, it's even if you succeeded into overpowering someone into pretending to be a Christian, you still, the problem you'd have is that they'd only be doing it because of you. They wouldn't have actually come to a distinct understanding of Jesus away from you. And that's the problem. That's why it's not helpful.